Alright, hey, good Sunday morning, everyone. Wanted to go live, figured it'd be easier. I don't imagine I'd have, oh, I gotta find my little tripod. A lot of traffic on my, or anyone at that, but I do want to, I wanted to upload, which I did make videos, but the editing is the difficult part, so I have like a Chromebook that's gonna be turning 8 years, 8 year old. It's gonna be an 8 year old soon. It was born the year my nephew was born. The second youngest boy. The youngest one, he was born the year I started my recovery through um, MAT, medication assisted treatment, which is not a full recovery per se because it's not psychological, but it is like a physical recovery because, and also it's also soon, hopefully, heaven willing, I'll have a little job, and I don't have to ask for donations anymore through this crap. I mean, it's not that YouTube is crap. YouTube is awesome, but let's face it, I don't have much talent nor personality. So I do appreciate everybody that is supportive, even in the smallest ways, and all the people that do talk to me IRL or in through through leaving messages. It's awesome. Just any interaction with other people. Sorry about the lighting change and all this and that. I just wasn't ready to start this. I didn't know I wanted to record. I just didn't prepare because I was watching season 4 of Amazon Prime, The Boys. So if you don't know what it is, I'm not gonna explain it because you gotta watch it. It's like IMO. Would I say superior to Marvel? Yeah. Right now, definitely. Marvel had its run through what shall I call it? Marvel had its run through its like up until they killed Thanos and whatnot, or Iron Man died, I should say. But after that, I don't, you know, I don't think it holds a lot of water. I don't, if that makes sense. It doesn't really make sense to me either. All right, let me start. Today's Sunday, June the 30th. Good day. Cheers, everyone. If there is anybody that might be that may pay any attention to this broadcast, I'm guessing it's going to be someone from the UK, perhaps, because over there it's hey Cynthia, what's up? Oh my goodness, I haven't seen that name in a while. Oil up. All right, so today, June 30th, from my Be Still and Know. If you guys want to know the IBN, whatever, IDMB, no, ISMB, it's 978-1-4245-5286-3. I'll try to leave it in the description after this video is done. So go to Basil's site, and I'm sure he's got it because that was his whole idea. All right, so June 30th, remedy for the weary. So weary, I guess that's another word for feeling tired. All right. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Isaiah chapter 30, chapter 40, verse 29. All right. When you are suffering from any form of bodily sickness, your body puts most of its effort into fighting the illness. As a result, you feel tired and weak, sometimes to the point of not being able to get out of bed. This analogy is a good way to understand how our heart and our emotions can feel weary and weak when we are dealing with the pressures and difficulties of life. What is the remedy for your weariness and weakness? Jesus. He is the one who can mend a broken relationship, provide for your needs, give you patience when you are angry, and peace when you are anxious. God is your friend when you are lonely, and your father when you need protection. Trust Him for all of those things, and your soul will find strength and vitality to live to the fullest. I'm not going to read the final part because that should be between each individual soul and their higher power. So, yeah, if y'all move, y'all gay. Hey, right here. Let's see. Oh man, D12 was that Marshall's original band's name? I don't know. That's early 2000s. Shite, man. That's a long time. Anyways, yeah. So, anybody out there from the UK, y'all? Cosmic Vision. I need advice, guys. My sister is 9 months prego. Ooh, what week she on? We don't know if it's mine or our dad's. What should I do? There's nothing to do. Whether it's yours or your dad's. First of all, if you're being honest, CV. That's funny, that was my girlfriend's name, Cibelis Vidal. The doctor could have done a check before the child was born to see whether the child was born with any types of deformities, because when there's incest, the problem with that is that there's the DNA is so similar, and that's what can cause the like problems sometimes with the offspring. But let's be real. If there's only two people left on Earth, and it's a father and a daughter, and they're the last people left on Earth, we're gonna have something in there, English or Spanish. I'll still raise it as my own. Well, I mean, if it's your sister and it's not your offspring, it's still your nephew. So I mean, I'd have the obligation to raise any of my nephew, my niece, or any of my nephews. But I can't even barely raise my own daughter. I'm dependent on Papa and Mama. So, GD from West Virginia. Go to sleep. Whoever moves first is doing good. Samuel, thank you for the blessings, for the good energy. I appreciate you. Actually, this is pretty cool. Yeah, so everybody, I don't know what y'all going through. Cosmic Vision, it would be my sibling and my nephew. Yeah. First of all, it's a good thing you're putting an alias, but if the federal government wanted to get involved, they could find out who you are, even if you're putting an alias online or an activist group or anything like that. So if you're really being honest and you're not trolling us, just, try to keep that amongst you, because sometimes you never know who's out there. I just found out, allegedly, because allegedly, from what I heard on the news, somebody from New Jersey, it's a state up in like closer to in the the northern east coast of this country. I'm in South Florida, BTW. Um, was playing an online game with another gamer, and he was so upset at the other gamer that he threatened the other gamer that he would come down to where the other gamer lived, and he would take a hammer to him, and the mofo did exactly that, and GD, I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life. Um, yeah, yeah, two people. I didn't expect anybody to watch really. I told two people about this, and which was my boy. He's the, you know, I'll call him the lying professor. I don't know. I'm gonna keep his identity. Yeah, Dr. Green Thumb would know him. If I say the lying professor, he might know who I'm talking about. And I'm gonna call him Profe because he's in my IMO. He's a very I can have a good convo with him. And oh man, CV's a troll, man. Hey CV, let me show you this, brother. I don't know if you oh shite. My little fish. I try to turn into a fish, but before I could have called myself Cosmic Vision. There, I'm sharing personal details with the world, and everybody, the whole world knows where I am. I'm in South Florida, y'all. If y'all wanna come meet me, just come to what's it called? The Plaza, Village Square Plaza is where I was raised, that's where I want to call home, right there. So, um, fish, yeah, fish is good. Is good eats. There's people that eat only fish. I think they're called like ovu something like that. Like how you have vegetarians and you have people that are carnivores. There's a certain thing for people that eat only fish. Um, I don't even think there's anybody watching now. So let me just speak my mind and not tell anyone else. Thank you. So yeah, Sunday morning. I want to do this particularly at 3 a.m. just because anytime you put hashtag 3 a.m., for some reason, I think there's a certain audience that I guess, I don't know what they think 3 a.m. is all about, but I used to work and have to be at 3 a.m. I've already been on my second or third hour of work, because if you start working in the first hour of the morning, 2 a.m. That's the second. I mean, yeah, 1 a.m. That's the second hour. 2 a.m. That's the third, and then 3 a.m. That's the fourth hour of the day. Shite. Sometimes so I already been working like I'm already on my second, third hour of work, depending on what time I started working. So, but 3 a.m. There's not. If you go outside, it's really peaceful. Um, the idea is, you know, it, we're human beings as adults. Everybody's got their own poisons. Either have a little wine, smoke a little reefer, or maybe do some mushrooms or take some ecstasy. As long as you don't do you don't abuse it, and maybe you just do it, whatever, with people you trust, love, you know, and enjoy nature. Or you don't even need any of that, because if you already passed that stage of your life, because maybe you're a little bit older and you did all that, and you realize that you would come to a point where you just natural joy is actually more meaningful or more substantial or has more of an effect on you than having to achieve it through, by ways of the flesh. Because essentially all drugs do is just affect our blood-brain barrier for the most part. I don't think, I mean, some drug, yeah, because even pain is really registered in the brain, I think. So if that connection was severed, like I believe people who are like either paraplegic or the other one where they either from the waist down, you, the nerves that were connected to the brain, central nervous system, are not connected anymore. That's why they lost control over that in one way or another. From my understanding, if I'm wrong, maybe somebody, the one person watching. Oh gosh, I love that. Thank you, whomever you are. Cynthia, is that you? Mushrooms? What up, Cynthia? Um, where's Lance at? He doing all right? I'm sorry to put him out there like that, but I mean, you put your name out there. I put my name out there. That David Guevara, shite. The whole world knows. I mean, this whole thing, man, with the internet and how I love our country because commercials, even though people hate on commercials, you have to respect the art. Commercials are an art. You have to think about it that way. The psychology of making people think that they need something or that one item is superior to the other is fascinating. Or just making a commercial that is so thoughtful that actually sticks in like, because you figure you got 5 seconds on a YouTube ad, or 15 to 30 seconds to a minute on a television ad. You got a short amount of time to get into a person's, short-term memory, wherever that is established. I don't know and then therefore, if it just hits the short-term memory, it may not make it in the long-term memory. They only see it one time. But if they see the product, it'll probably tap the part, because your brain, there's, the brain and the way our minds are, in my IMO, they have evolved. We just don't really truly know yet, because we are, for the most part, it's nature that keeps us down mostly. Like, for instance, I take medication for my mental health, and when in reality I could probably stop and grow, could keep working on my faith, and who knows, that I could perhaps make that something that I'll write down, or maybe if I rewatch this video in the future, I might do that. So yeah, Cynthia, if you're there, I appreciate you. My late night are always had been since a little bit. I only like commercials when I'm on them. Bro, it says one person watching, but what's happening? I don't know, homie. I don't know. I'm gonna like my own shite. F that. Oh, I can't. Oh, yeah, man. My channel, Davi underscore Alex 8. I like most of my own videos and nobody else. But it's all good. That's me. I ain't got no place. Well, everybody's got a place in YouTube. F that shite where we think that only people with like 100K subs or 1,000 subs, or wait, 100K is more than 1,000. Oh my goodness, I'm like a fifth grade. When you don't exercise your brain, it's so easy to make it to the point where a fifth grader is actually more knowledgeable than you, because kids, when they're in school, that's what they're doing. They're exercising their brain, and they're making they're making new connections between neurons that hopefully will last through their lifetime, or if not, they can relearn it later on. But it's like a bicycle. Memory is an interesting thing. That's why I see some of these dudes on this channel talking about their transformation, and I'm like, man, get the F out of here, man. You probably were built before, and then you just got fat. And if that's the case, you can make a transformation as little as like 8 weeks, brother. And I speak for all men, because unless you have some type of like hormone deficiency or some hormone disbalance, or your thyroids are off, or you know, things that anything that produces hormones in your body is not working properly, then you should have the right amount of testosterone, that if you start making a workout regimen and a diet regimen, and you used to be in shape before, like, you know, like muscle mass, you know, you could do at least 10 pull-ups, or you could do 100 push-ups, or 100 squats, you know, obviously no weight. If you could do it with a bar, shite, even better. But if it's 100, obviously you gotta knock it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, it's gonna be more for the fast-acting muscle fibers, whatever. Mm. I forgot to tell Dr. G, that I was gonna be online. He might be. Oh no, he works on the weekends. Yeah, I did get Nobody's watching this. Awesome. I did get a text, I noticed, from a corporation that I wouldn't mind working for. It's because it's in the field of stuff that I have a lot of experience in, and I'm not yet like willing to kill myself to do it, because the type of job that I would kill myself, like, is that I did it for so many years, and after doing it for that many years, it just, oh, it makes me want to like fucking drop to the floor. It's like data entry, medical billing, clerical work. Oh my goodness, it's so fucking annoying, brother and sisters. I mean, the people that do it, man, I give you guys credit, but all that paperwork, all the things that you gotta process, and it's so annoying that that's what makes the world go around. It's just monotonous, like, labor that is meaningless. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's very important, because you have to pay attention to details, but it's not anything that an eighth grader couldn't learn to do. Anybody, like this, this is what I say. If you make it to eighth grade, and then let's say they allow you to have an apprenticeship, right, in a hospital, you have enough education behind you that if you do an apprenticeship for the next like 15 years or even less, you'll be able to be a good physician without even having had gone high school, nor 8 years of fucking uh undergrad and graduate school, which is fucking, in this country, capitalism is king. We don't have a monarchy. We have, you know, capitalism is our fucking, you know, king and queen, or whatever, you know, is the fucking reign supreme down here in the States. And it's not working. It is for some people, for a few amount of people, but you got people now making six figures that living check to check. It's 6 figures. It ain't what it used to be. You could be able to make 80 grand and actually live a life that was like, you had, it met your needs, and you were actually psychologically, physically, spiritually, it met all. It was, you were in a state of whatever they call it, I forget what it's called now. But now you got to make like double that. What, like probably like at least 150 a year, 200. You know, probably like between 150 to 200 a year at least now. You know, but I don't know if wages, even for like people like a store manager at the supermarket, right? They devote their lives. Okay, it's an easy ass job, because all you really do is just fucking smile and be likable for the most part. You might make a schedule. That shit is fucking. As long as you have to be a people person, so you do have to know your employees. You got to keep track of that. But really, I think a job that's just as important, if not more important, than being a store manager at a supermarket is a person that receives in the back door. They have to be in charge of loss, theft prevention, because most theft is actually done by store employees and or people that service the store. And so the person in the back is pivotal to your operation. And also they have to be able to make sure that the products that are brought in are what was ordered or will be enough if it's like an independent provider, like, or an independent distributor that does their own orders, because stores will do some of their orders, you know, like if it's like a big company like maybe Coca-Cola. Well, no, Coca-Cola, they have a guy that comes out, and then they have a truck driver that delivers it, and then they have a merchandiser. Oh, so that's a big money company. They don't. That's not like what I used to work for. What I used to work for was like a smaller mom and pop operation. But it's still a big company. But the biggest one I worked for was what, owned by Campbell Soup, and and their biggest claim to fame, besides their cookie division, which is really their bread and butter. The cookie division is the bread and butter. Pepperidge Farms, you don't see no ads, because what ads are like campaigning. You know, whatever you see an ad of on TV, that's the moneymaker product for that company. So if the company's going to campaign on something, it's going to be whatever they have to get the most return from, or the item that actually they make the most sales from. So they want to keep those sales strong. They want to keep that item fresh in people's minds, I suppose. I mean, I didn't take any classes for marketing or anything like that, but you guys let me know what you think. Security guard, the only one day I work with you, you're working like a dog. I can't believe how hard you work. I was so proud. Oh yeah, I used to fucking work like a fucking slave, but that's the problem. It was slave work. I'd have to get up like at 12:30 a.m. or depending. Sometimes some people you work for, you gotta get up the day before at 11:30 at night. You know, the day before, because some of these guys like to start at midnight, and then it's a lot of work, and then getting paid. Well, now is the minimum wage. I think it's more now. Minimum wage in the state of Florida, is it at least $10 now? I don't know, but I think most stores are making it that by 2030 they want to pay minimum wage, regardless of what the federal is. They want to make it $15 for their employees. But if you see the numbers, wages today do not compare, because of the inflation, with what wages were 40 years ago. 40 years minimum wage, federal minimum wage, I think, if it was correct, what I seen on the screen the other day, was around like $3.25. Correct me if I'm wrong, Cindy. This was 1980, and it was, so around 1980, federal minimum wage was like 3.25, but the rent was on like, it was less than half of what your monthly gains. Now federal minimum wage, I think federal is only like at 7.25 or like 8 maybe. I forget, but each state is different. So, but even still, in the states that are different, it's because the living expenses are higher. I mean, shite, down here where I live, if we were to make a GD efficiency out of a garage, we could probably charge like $250 a week for that mofo, and we might have a taker. It's got to be somebody that hustle bustles, but that's for the best, because if you're gonna have somebody living in the place that's like within your home, like within your actual real estate, it's better that they work hard, because that means they're not going to be there that often, and they're going to make rent. So probably like an immigrant that sends money back home or something like that, right? That's the ideal tenant. Or somebody that just works really hard, you know. Is like, I think one thing that helped me when I was trying to get my first apartment was my car. I had an 88 Chevy Caprice Brougham, and that mofo was, oh, so lovely. And this was an 88. This was back in like 2010, right? So you gotta figure, it was, the car back then was almost 25 years old, right? And it wasn't a classic yet, but it was still an American car. I like those cars. I like American cars. You know, the V8s with not with the 5-liter engines, metal doors. That if you get one of those cars new, and when I say new, I mean like low mileage, which those are gems. That's what I had. I had a gem. I named him uh, Ron Burgundy. All right, and since it's half past the hour, I'm gonna change it up a little bit. So Cindy, I love you. Good night, baby. Um, my wifey, I was well hoping you would watch, but I didn't see anything from you. So did I watch the debate? No, I did not. But it's funny how they didn't want any people that were streaming or any influencers or anybody on social media for that matter not to talk about it, because what are they trying? What's the narrative that they're trying to do? IMO, they're trying to keep people in the dark so that when Trump is elected by the Electoral College, because even if the majority of the nation votes for Biden, Trump's still gonna win. Trump is gonna be the next president. Um, at the library, and there was a car outside, and you kept moving the cones left, right, so you could take a picture of it. No, I don't think I remember that. Oh my goodness, Cindy, I confuse you for because if when you see your full name, I confuse you for my other friend Cindy, but mm, I don't remember, huh? But I shouldn't call you that because my wife might get upset. I just say it as a sense of like kindness towards ladies, but it's not anything besides that. But my wife is if she saw it, she might think I don't know. I don't know. But heaven willing, if as soon as I get my formal employment, um, they can start. I can start paying taxes, which means I can start paying this GD child support, which I haven't seen my offspring in like 10 days. She's on holiday. She's been with her sister and her grandmother. In the past 4 days, mom's been there too. So, you know, um, I was moving cones and then I fell asleep. Oh no, I don't remember that, but vaguely I guess. But probably one of those memories that when somebody says it, then you think that you experienced it. So yeah, I had named my car. I don't know if you ever saw it, Cindy. It was Ron Burgundy, aka Ron Baja Panties. Ok, son las aquí en la Florida, son las 0:34 o las 334. Vamos a leer. Yo no tengo un devocional en español, pero sí tengo la palabra. Entonces, déjame leer un salmo mínimo. Vamos a ver. Ay, o leemos del Nuevo Testamento. Estoy en el libro de Mateo. Vamos a ver si esto llega hasta 30 capítulos. Porque si llega hasta 30 capítulos, hoy es el 30 de junio. Entonces podemos leer el capítulo 30 para ver si solamente dentro de ese contenido, no, solo llega hasta el 28. Mateo, capítulo 28, el verso 11. El informe de la guardia. Ok, vamos a ver si tenemos gente en España que de pronto quieren ver esto. El informe de la guardia. Mientras ellas iban, he aquí unos de la guardia fueron a la ciudad y dieron aviso a los principales sacerdotes de todas las cosas que habían acontecido. Y reunidos con los anunciados y habido consejo, dieron mucho dinero a los soldados, diciendo: decid vosotros, sus discípulos vinieron de noche y lo hurtaron estando nosotros dormidos. Y si esto lo oyere el gobernador, nosotros le persuadiremos y os pondremos a salvo. Ok, no voy a leer por un minuto. Esto es interesante porque esto se supone que es durante la época del cuando los romanos estaban en cargo del oeste, perdón, porque las Américas todavía no habían sido descubridos. Los únicos, las grandes sociedades eran como el Imperio Romero y el Imperio de la China, creo. Y en la África, Etiopía siempre estaba existiendo, pero durante esa época creo que todos eran, ¿cómo se dice? Judeos. Ok, ¿dónde lo había dado? Nosotros dormidos. Y si esto lo oyere el gobernador, nosotros le persuadiremos y os pondremos a salvo. Y ellos, tomando el dinero, hicieron como se les había instruido. Este dicho se ha divulgado entre los judíos hasta el día de hoy, la gran comisión. Pero los 11 discípulos se fueron a Galilea, al monte donde Jesús le había ordenado. Y cuando le vieron, le adoraron, pero algunos dudaban. Y Jesús se acercó y les habló, diciendo: Toda potestad me es dada en el cielo y en la tierra. Por tanto, y hacer discípulos a todas las naciones, bautizándolos en el nombre del Padre y del Hijo y del Espíritu Santo, enseñándoles que guarden todas las cosas que os he mandado. Y he aquí, yo estoy con vosotros todos los días, hasta el fin del mundo. Amén. Eso fue lo último que le dijo a sus discípulos después de que obviamente él se hubiera ya después aquí le llamamos el domingo de Pascua, creo. Es que los días feriados católicos o cristianos se me ha olvidado un poquito los nombres, porque obviamente donde yo vivo la mayoría de gente habla en inglés. No casi nadie habla español. Yo solo hablo español es con mi rey y mi reina, que ahora mismo están durmiendo. Ok, en los Salmos sí tenemos un capítulo 30. Salmos vamos a empezar con 29. Poder y gloria de Jehová. Salmo de David. Capítulo 29. Tributar a Jehová, oh hijos de los poderosos. Dad a Jehová la gloria y el poder. Dad a Jehová la gloria debida a su nombre. Adorad a Jehová en la hermosura de la santidad. Voz de Jehová sobre las aguas. Truena el Dios de gloria. Jehová sobre las muchas aguas. Voz de Jehová con potencia. Voz de Jehová con gloria. Voz de Jehová que quebranta los cedros. Quebranto Jehová los cedros del Líbano. Los hijos saltar como becerros. Al Líbano y al Sirión como hijos de búfalos. Voz de Jehová que derrama llamas de fuego. Voz de Jehová que hacer temblar el desierto. Hace temblar Jehová el desierto de Cades. Voz de Jehová que desgaja las encinas y desnuda los bosques. En su templo todo proclama su gloria. Jehová preside en el diluvio, y se sienta Jehová como rey para siempre. Jehová dará poder a su pueblo. Jehová bendecirá a su pueblo con paz. Ahora ya llegamos al capítulo 30. Acción de gracias por haber sido librado de la muerte. Entonces este es el salmo de hoy. Bueno, yo voy a decir de hoy porque hoy estamos el 30 de junio. Buenos días, si están viendo de quizás de otros países donde se habla español y ahora mismo la gente estarán despiertos. Bueno, los que están trabajando en la noche en países de latinoamericanos, o si no, si están en España, allá serán, me imagino, estamos en la 10ª hora por allá, me imagino, como las 9:41 en Madrid. Yo no sé. Ok, capítulo 30. Te glorificaré, oh Jehová, porque me has exaltado y no permitiste que mis enemigos se alegrarán de mí. Jehová Dios mío, a ti clamé y me sanaste. Oh Jehová, hiciste subir mi alma del Seol. Me diste vida para que no descendiese a la sepultura. Cantad a Jehová, vosotros, sus santos, y celebrar la memoria de su santidad. Porque un momento será su ira, pero su favor dura toda la vida. Por la noche durará el lloro, y a la mañana vendrá la alegría. En mi prosperidad dije yo, no seré jamás conmovido, porque tú, Jehová, con tu favor me afirmaste como monte fuerte. Escondiste tu rostro, fui turbado. A ti, oh Jehová, clamaré, y al Señor suplicaré. ¿Qué provecho hay en mi muerte cuando descienda a la sepultura? ¿Te alabará el polvo? ¿Anunciará tu verdad? Oye, oh Jehová, y ten misericordia de mí. Jehová, sé tú mi ayudador. Has cambiado mi lamento en baile. Desataste mi cilicio, y me ceñiste de alegría. Por tanto, a ti cantaré, gloria mía, y no estaré callado. Jehová Dios mío, te alabaré para siempre. Alabanza al Espíritu Santo en este nuevo día, 30 de junio. ¿Qué puedo decir a este rey? A este rey en particular, porque esta página es una de las más popular. Yo me imagino el Google, el Wikipedia, Amazon, esta, y después otras como Alibaba y qué más. Yo sé que en Colombia hay Mercado Libre, eso es por todo América Latina, y en otros países yo no sé cuáles, pero una cosa que yo no sabía, en Japón se había desarrollado bien rápido los computadores, la gente conectándose a la internet, por decir, porque páginas como, yo creo que había, antes de el 4chan, creo que había un 2chan, y eso lo estaban usando en Japón, creo, en la última década del siglo pasado. No estoy 100%, pero a mí se me da que fue algo así. Vamos a ver qué podemos encontrar aquí, porque mi español no está muy bien. Hoy estaba editando, se me olvidó decirles que yo bajé una aplicación en el Chromebook, que todos sabemos que corre con un sistema operacional que se llama Linux, y la aplicación que bajé se llama Splice, Splice, como slice, que significa cortar, cuando estás cortando, tú sabes, vegetales o fruta, pero le agregaron una P, Splice. Esa es la aplicación que bajé, es gratuita, No quería bajarla de YouTube porque la de YouTube la tengo en mi celular y nunca la he usado para hacer un video. Siempre he usado la aplicación de, am, ¿cómo se dice? La aplicación que viene con el iPhone, que se llama iMovie, y con esa aplicación es como yo he hecho todos mis videos. Por eso es que la calidad nunca ha, se ha mejorado, y por eso es que me demoro tanto para hacer un video, porque si yo tuviera un computador, ah, tú sabes, no tener que hacerlo como esto en un Chromebook que ya casi lleva, yo digo 10 años, pero son 8, vamos a ser sinceros. Porque si salió en 2017, eso significa que en 2016 ya lo habían desarrollado y le estaban haciendo, ¿sabes? Estaban asegurando que todo corre bien, el procesador, la memoria, todos los, todo lo que es discos duros y todo eso. Y también los sistemas operadores, me imagino. Porque si tú sacas un producto nuevo sin saber que el sistema que se usa para operarlo es algo que la gente puede usarlo con facilidad y que es casi de intuición, como los productos de Apple, entonces no va a ser muy popular, especialmente con los niños. Porque con los niños, cuando tú creas, eso es lo que el capitalismo desafortunadamente es diabólico, y ya sabemos, después de muchos sí, cuántos siglos hemos tenido el capitalismo aquí en este país. Bueno, ah, desde que había empezado, tuvimos esclavos, pero ahora la esclavitud es trabajar por lo mínimo, porque tú eres un esclavo esencialmente, no en nombre, pero de moda, de, de naturaleza. Y yo digo eso porque si tú no tienes una educación superior, o tú no tuviste suerte y el trabajo que encontraste en tu juventud, que te pagaba bien como un saldo para poder vivir, si no lo botaste, porque yo una vez encontré un trabajo así, pero yo estaba activo en mi adicción durante ese tiempo, entonces lo perdí. Ahora mismo voy a ser sincero, mi recuperación todavía le falta. Am, yo podía usar terapia. La única forma de terapia que yo tengo es prácticamente esto, o si yo a veces escribo en ni siquiera es un diario, es más como, es como para programar eventos. Entonces, es como un planner. Tiene las fechas, tiene los días y todo eso, pero tú puedes escribir a los lados cada primer. Yo se los enseño si no los han visto. Um, en eso, si yo escribo cosas, de pronto a veces me hace recordar cosas, pero así diario justo, yo algunas veces solamente para anotar cosas que tienen que ver con saldos, o con si tengo citas de médicas, o con cuestiones así. O- pero mis sentimientos, porque ahí es donde yo siempre tuve una falta, fue en um, mi inteligencia emocional. Mi inteligencia emocional siempre ha fallecido desde que yo nací. Y por eso yo nunca tuve motivación para empezar una meta y después perseguirla hasta que la terminara. Yo siempre empezaba algo y después, con suficiente tiempo, me aburría y después ya lo dejaba. Y yo no lo sabía en ese tiempo, pero ya yo estaba sufriendo de ansiedad desde que yo era joven, porque con la depresión naturalmente viene la ansiedad. Entonces por eso yo creo, si yo hubiera visto una psiquiatra y hubiera tomado la medicación seriamente en esos tiempos, de pronto yo hubiera hecho mi educación formal de bachillerato. Pero yo lo hice en vez con un examen que se pueda, esa es otra forma que tú puedas hacerlo. Y después hice 2 años en, en la universidad. Que en la universidad, ahí sí tuve una oportunidad de aprender a educación formal, que es más como si estuviera haciendo el bachillerato. Pero cuando yo había llegado a la escuela bachiller, el, en el noveno se supone que tienes que obtener 5 puntos, ¿verdad? Para seguir al siguiente grado, que es el 10º. Y de ahí no sé cuántos. Yo solamente terminé el noveno con 3,5, creo. Entonces cuando llegué al 10º, yo ni siquiera era técnicamente en el año que yo debería haber estado, porque yo estaba, en mi juventud, yo estaba mal guiado, pero no es culpa de mis padres, porque ellos estaban bien preocupados, eran por mis hermanas, y es justo, porque ellos tienen razón. Si ellas vienen a la casa, al hogar, embarazadas, bueno, yo no sé si mis padres sabían de esto, que aquí hay departamento de hijos y de familias que mantienen que el padre tenga que ser responsable por el hijo. Yo siempre he tenido la concepción, porque yo creo que por tener esto en el espíritu será que si yo iba a empezar una familia, a tener hijos, yo hubiera tratado a mi mujer como si ya fuera mi esposa y hubiera tratado, yo- obviamente a esa edad yo no creo que hubiera tenido ni una onza de éxito. Ahora mismo porque lo hice más luego, cuando tenía 30 años, cuando nació mi hija, ojalá yo tenga el fervor o la motivación para hacer los sacrificios necesarios para poder mantener nuestra familia y poder ser proveedor. Entonces por eso es que voy a mirar a los quienes me llamaron, aunque ya fue casi hace una semana. No me llamaron, me mandaron un mensaje por SMS y diciendo que, pero no es la tienda que es más cerquita a la casa. La tienda que es cerquita a la casa vale, porque solamente es 1 kilómetro de aquí. Esta queda a 2 kilómetros del hogar. Entonces para darles con mis piernas 2 kilómetros de ida, 2 kilómetros de vuelta, eh, si es un día de invierno, chévere, es lo más bonito, pero como vamos a decir mañana, si no llueve, puede ser que sea húmedo y mucho calor, que uno piensa que uno debería estar acostumbrado, pero yo tengo que empezar a hacer más ejercicio, pero no puedo dejar esta oportunidad irse, tengo que comunicarme con esta tienda a, a lo mínimo a partir de mañana, porque dentro de, no mañana, sino al día siguiente, el martes, ya va a ser una semana desde que me mandaron el mensaje. Y lo raro, yo creo que yo vi otro mensaje diciendo que, oh, gracias por haber hecho la cita para que hagamos una entrevista. Pero yo nunca me hice ninguna cita para que me hiciera entrevista. Entonces yo no sé por qué me mandaron esos mensajes, pero eso sí fue extraño. Eso es otra cosa que yo hablé con un amigo mío que am, es, yo lo estaba diciendo a la primera mitad de esta hora, que es interesante en el capitalismo como las corporaciones, las empresas hacen al público sentir una necesidad que oh, necesitamos este nuevo producto, necesitamos el nuevo modelo de este carro, ta. Y chévere es ver comerciales porque estaba diciendo como los comerciales que tú ves antes de ver un video, si algún día yo llegara a que esto me dé a mí algún billete, pero yo no voy a pensar en eso porque voy a pensar mejor que estoy haciendo esto es de amor o para mantener este es mi diario. Este es como, yo no tengo un diario donde yo escribo. Yo tengo un diario donde yo me grabo y yo hablo a una cámara. Y si algún día yo quiero ver estos días, como hoy es 30 de junio 2024, aquí puedo ver mi rostro feo, y puedo recordarme todo lo que estuve hablando ese día. Bueno, vamos a ver si esto funciona bien. Me gustaría que ustedes pudieran verlo también, pero... Ok. Yo tengo varias cosas que yo quería poner juntos. Ok, sí, aceptamos los términos. Sí, sí, mi privacidad. Esa es otra cosa también que es interesante. Ellos quieren hacerte sentir que tu privacidad, primero de todo, yo no tengo nada de crédito, yo no tengo nada, yo soy más pobre que quién sabe, pero la gente no me cree porque obviamente detrás de mí hay un hogar. Si tú tienes un hogar, ya tú sabes, tú estás mejor que mitad de los que están allá afuera, porque desafortunadamente hay mucha gente que ni siquiera es por vicios, puede ser un accidente que tuviste en el trabajo y en el momento nadie te explicó que, mira, no aceptes, no firmas nada, búsquete un abogado para que te pelee este caso porque esto te va a afectar por el resto de la vida. Si tú no supiste sobre eso, y eso es algo que me pasó a mí cuando yo era joven. Yo tuve un abogado y el abogado, mis padres me estaban llevando cada vez que tenía que ir a la corte, pero este era un cargo que yo no sabía qué tan, um, qué tan serio era, porque me ha afectado hasta hoy. Pero vamos a ver si el próximo sábado, si grabo video, o de pronto antes, porque si me dicen que puedo empezar a trabajar, de pronto el próximo fin de semana ya empiezo, quién sabrá. Pero yo voy a ir, si me hacen entrevistas, si llamo el lunes, mañana, y dicen, sí, ven hoy o ven mañana, yo voy a ir con mi carnet, que es como una cédula, pero aquí... si tú eres ciudadano, tienes que buscarte un pasaporte. Entonces te dan un carnet cada estado. Bueno, en el estado donde tú estás viviendo. Entonces, por ejemplo, yo vivo aquí en la Florida. Entonces yo tengo un carnet de la Florida. Pero normalmente la gente tiene una licencia de conducir. Mi licencia de conducir yo nunca la voy a tener porque aquí tenemos las gangas más fuertes aquí en los países de los Estados Unidos es la policía y el gobierno. El gobierno está en la cabeza de las gangas, afiliado con las corporaciones grandes y con los que están en cargo de esas corporaciones. Los dos trabajan juntos. Entonces, las corporaciones grandes que traen dinero y que le dan dinero a la gente que está en el gobierno, ellos después se encargan del sistema judicial, y después el sistema judicial sobrevé los casos que la policía le llevan, y hay diferentes partes del gobierno, porque aquí sí se han separado el poder más o menos bien, pero aún todavía existe una desigualdad como en Brasil, por ejemplo. Brasil es un país, Brasil voy a decir, yo no estoy seguro, pero está ahora mismo en este siglo como... Yo no voy a decir como Argentina estuvo en el siglo pasado, porque Argentina en este tiempo, en el siglo pasado, Argentina estuvo, pero subiendo como si iba a ser superioridad, como si iba a ser un país de primer mundo. En mi opinión, los países de Sudamérica ya han llegado a ser países de primer mundo en ciertos distritos, ciertas ciudades, ciertas regiones, pero después hay otras regiones donde todavía hay mucha pobreza. Pero aquí en los Estados Unidos existe lo mismo. Yo solamente he estado en 2 estados de los Estados Unidos, pero yo he visto en la pantalla que tenemos algunos estados que son bien pobres y la gente vive como si estuvieran en un país de tercer mundo. O por ejemplo, cuando pasó el ciclón, el huracán de Katrina, y pasó por la ciudad de Nueva Orleans, la gente de allá, hasta este día, esa ciudad no ha podido recuperarse porque la ciudad no estaba lista para una tormenta como esa. y no era un ciclón, un huracán así súper fuerte, pero lo que pasó es que pasó bien lento, había mucha lluvia y la lluvia hizo que se inundaran las calles. Y esa ciudad está debajo del nivel del mar. Entonces tenían unas cosas que se llaman en inglés, they were levees, and the levees broke. Unas cuestiones que mantenían el agua hacia afuera, pero esas cuestiones se dañaron porque había tanta agua, ya estaba inundada la ciudad y el agua de afuera estaba llegando con tanta presión. Me imagino que el nivel del océano había subido por toda la lluvia que había bajado, y entonces la ciudad se inundó y se murió no sé cuánta gente. Y yo me recuerdo, eso fue durante el tiempo que el rapero Kanye dijo, el presidente Bush, él no le importa nada de nosotros los negros. Y lo dijo así, vivo en la televisión. Bueno, gracias por acompañarme en la cuarta hora, 3 de la madrugada. Feliz día para todos. Thanks everybody for joining me on the 4th hour, 3 a.m. live broadcast. This is the first live broadcast that I may put on my channel. Well, actually, I may have put another one, but I think this one I'm going to keep it. Thanks everyone. Have a blessed one. Be safe out there. If you're here in the States, drive safe, and please drive responsibly. Remember, it is considered a deadly weapon if you use it for that purpose. All right, thanks everyone. Ciao.